Hello, everybody. How's it going today? Thank you so much for hopping on the new features webinar. All right, guys. So cool. Here we are. So we got 9 new features to go over today. 5 or 6 of which are out right now, and you can start messing with. Some of them are coming out really, really soon, but some big stuff that we are really excited about. So a lot of these features are going to be around the nutrition side, but some around messaging, which certainly every coach can take advantage of. So that being said, first new feature we got that is released is the save response feature. So I'll run through the slide deck really quick, by the way, and then just kind of show you all the features here, and then I'll share my screen and show you how this looks actually on the client side. So bear with me a sec as we kind of run through the details. So now you can essentially, as a coach, create a saved response, or if it's not even a response, it's more of a prompt. Any type of message that you want to save, you can. You can name the message, just give it a title of some kind, and then write your message below, which can be up to 500 characters. So just allows you to basically have some predetermined responses or statements that you want to make to your clients. If you find yourself, managing 20, 30, 50 clients by yourself, you're probably saying the same thing over and over again to a lot of them, especially like, Monday check-ins, that kind of thing. So it makes it a little bit easier to get those messages fired out. Another big one, jumping into the nutrition side here, is that we have this new journal feature. So as you all know from the clients tabs, the 3 nutrition features are going to be food journal, macros, and meal plan. Now, when you're on the macros tab, you'll see there's kind of a sub tab next to it that says journal. And this is where you can see what a client has logged, just in a slightly different view. So if they're logging meals, both from recipes that you're sending them from our meal plan feature, and if they're using MyFitnessPal, and if they're using our native macro tracker that we have, which is essentially our own built-in MyFitnessPal, it basically puts it all in the same place. So that way you're not clicking around different tabs to try to see everything in different places. This puts it all together. And what you can also do is engage with what they've eaten too. You can click on it, like, comment, react, send GIFs, stuff like that. So just allows for a little more visibility and interaction with what your clients have eaten. Additionally, on client side, they can log saved meals. So they'll be able to choose from the meals that you've assigned them, or even stuff that they just pick from their own searches in our food journal. And then they can now save those, and they can create different folders to save things in as well. So they can have like a lunch, snack, locale, whatever they want to do. So a lot more features kind of on the client side, but it's just going to give them a little bit of an easier interface and usability, especially, like ideally, clients are getting good at habits and repeating these things. So if they are eating, a very similar lunch every day, similar breakfast of, something healthy and you've recommended, it just basically lives in their saved category. And now they can just easily reference it there, versus asking the coach to reassign it or jumping into a recipe book or something like that to continue to search for it and find it that way. So a little bit of usability on the client side. So the other one is being able to log assigned meals. So similarly, this kind of just initially the meal plan tab and the macros tab were sort of all in separate places, but now we've just put it all in the same place. Just makes the usability and just the interface a lot easier on the client side. But hopefully my phone will connect to this thing soon and I can show you guys how that works. And then finally is being able to log meal times. So now clients can, when they log a meal, every time they do that, it's going to just default to whatever time it is right now, but they can always adjust that just so the coach can get slightly easier visibility to say like, oh, you ate this at 10 a.m., you ate this at 1 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever. And just allows the clients to retroactively change stuff they've logged as well. So got a lot of requests for this where clients maybe log all their meals at the end of the day. They just kind of wait till they're going to sleep. They hop on their phone. It's just part of their bedtime ritual to type in their meals. This way they can go back in and say, I ate this at 8, noon, 3 p.m., whatever it is. All right. So I will quickly share my screen here and show you guys some of this save response feature and just how the journal is going to look on the client side. So give me just a sec here. Switching on over. All right, cool guys. So looking at the desktop now, looks like that share has worked. See a quick question in the chat. Give me just a sec here. Shayla, yes. Yeah, when they're actually logging the meal and they just click on that. So the question is, if you're not checking out the chat, can they adjust portion sizes easily? They can. That was not a feature that was available before, if you had maybe seen that. But now they can switch between grams, ounces, liter, like there's going to be different units, and they can easily click on it to adjust serving size up or down, as well as just adjust the value in general. So they'll be able to adjust serving size and overall value up and down, as well as swap the units between ounces, gram, milliliter, etc. So yeah, that's been a new improvement as well. Okay, guys, so jumping on to the main screen here. So with the inbox, this is where we're going to check out the save response feature first. So with our chats, got them all here, as you guys know. And at the bottom, that you've all familiar with, you can send voice messages, GIFs, and attach photos and videos. But now we've got this new save response feature. So if we click on this, this will basically pull up your library of save responses, which you can title. As soon as you click on them, it just pops right in, and you can hit enter, and that's going to send it in. So just clicking on that again, you'll see we got some kind of help bars down here, escape and enter to create it or remove it. But up in the top right, you can create new ones. So, check in, whatever we want to call it, and get that saved super quick. And again, these can be up to 500 characters long, so you can write out, longer styles of check-in messages for sure. And the title itself can also be up to 140 characters. So you've got some freedom here and can definitely write out some longer stuff. And if you have lots and lots of messages saved, you can also search through them as well. So certainly on your own organization there, but you're basically free to create any kind of message you want. All right, so that's kind of feature number one. Checking out the chat. So Glenn, I'll actually touch on that later, but the meal scanning feature, macro snap, that is coming out really soon. Not yet, but that is definitely coming out right around the corner. It's ready to go. We're just working on some kind of back end design stuff. So feature wise, it's there. It just, just kind of waiting on a few tweaks on the back end, but that should be released really soon. But that's kind of in my follow-up slides, which we'll get to later. And another question, can we schedule a time for that message? So currently these are going to be live, but that is actually a great idea. So yeah, as it is right now, you're basically sending this stuff live. These can't be pre-scheduled. Currently, the only way to pre-schedule a message is through an auto flow. So basically an automation feature. And in the community forums, if you're creating a post here, you can always schedule these out. You can see that time sort of clock emoji there. But currently the inbox does have to be sent live, but you can have these save responses all set and ready to go on your desktop as well as your phone too. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier as well. All right, so cool. So that is going to be that feature. And then jumping on to that nutrition stuff. So if we click on a client's name, going into their profile, as I mentioned earlier, we've got kind of the 3 nutrition tabs: food journal, macros, and meal plan. And now in this macros tab, you'll notice this sub tab for the journal. So macros tab hasn't changed much. Anything they have logged, you're going to be able to catch that here. In the past, you could go to, and I mean, you still can go to the daily view, which will then show you the specifics of what a client actually logged for that day. But the weekly view is really just going to kind of give you graphs of their macros for that whole week. But now with this journal tab, you'll be able to get a lot easier visibility into basically everything a client's logged. So when they logged it, you can see just on the coach's end how these timestamps are going to look, how the client can adjust anything that they've logged. And this is going to be where meals that they log on their own, just from the calorie tracker that we have on the client side, or from a meal plan or recipe journal. And you can look at this with a card image. So this is one of our recipes, which comes with a fancy cover image, which I know everybody loves. But if they're just sending in generic stuff from our meal tracker, it's just going to show up without an image. So that's how that stuff can kind of be laid out. So you can choose whether it's listed or if you want these images in there, that's all good. And then if you click on these things, you can engage with them a little bit more. So this is where you can create comments, see the full macro breakdown. You can like stuff, comment any way you want, as well as send GIFs in here too. So a little bit more interaction is possible. And again, you're getting these timestamps in here. So overall, you're just getting a lot more data coming through for this side. All right, I'm going to give one more go here at trying to connect my phone to see if I can show you all this from the client side. But if not, we are going to have to go a little bit verbal on that. But as you know, we make everything on the client side about as easy as it can be. So hopefully that's not too bad. Going to peek through the comment or the chat really quick. So Susie, as far as I know, save responses are not on the roadmap for the forum, but that's definitely something that we can build. Similar to being able to schedule messages from the inbox. None of that is too out of the question. And I would definitely just throw that in the feature request page if it's not already there. From Jenny, can autoflows only have one client in an autoflow at a time? So Jenny, you can have as many people as you want in an autoflow. That's totally fine. Just to kind of go over that real quick, if we go to an autoflow that's created and we'll go to the clients tab at the top, you can add in as many people as you want to these flows. And they're really designed, to be honest, to host a lot of people at once. And that's what's going to really kind of bring in the big time saver there. All right. Looks like everybody was handling each other's questions, which is great. And a question from Ashley, are these available in the Pro membership? Yeah, they absolutely all are. So everything we're going over today is 100% in the Pro. If you don't see the journal tab, Kylie, just probably give your desktop a refresh. All this stuff should be out right now. So y'all should be able to see this. If not, maybe log it out and log back in, or just a hard refresh of the tab. That should do it. And multiple autoflows for one client. Jenny, you can do that too, actually. Yeah, you can have 10 autoflows on the same person if you want. That's totally one way to use it. So if you have like a task series you've created and then like messages are a little different, you can absolutely have, one person in like 8 different autoflows just kind of running different things. So that's totally good. All right. And Susie, yeah, you should also, if you don't see that journal tab, just give the old tab a refresh, but that should be out and it's not a paid feature. That should be available on either side. All right, gang. So I'm not having too much luck here with the screen share for the phone, but hopefully that's all right. Get these slides back up here and round this thing out. But on the client side, basically, these are the client app views here. They have that save tab in the top right when they're looking to save a meal. And then when they're, this is going to be more the coach side, but this is where they can change timestamps and save recipes as well. That image up in the top right, that's the old save tab. And then we've got assign meals as well. Same thing, just a new tab at the top that is going to exist and then they can interact with anytime. And then logging meal times, they just select the time and they can switch those up. So getting on some new features that will be coming out really soon. 3 more for you. One is with the master planner feature. You can now or will be able to have a drag and drop feature. Currently, it was just type based. So if you had a bench press when you're opening the master planner, you want to swap that with incline bench, you had to type it in, but now we're going to enable a drag and drop. So it's going to feel and behave a lot more like the standard workout builder. And then from the community forum feature, that one in the middle, you'll now be able to hide the member list. So this is something that got brought up, especially with, large communities that have hundreds of members in it. Basically, people will still be able to see who posted and who liked and commented on things, but they won't be able to just look and scroll through the entire member list. So that's just sort of a privacy feature that can be turned on. And then finally, with Zapier add-on, you'll be able to automatically assign recipe books as well. which previously was something not available if you were using a Zapier or an API to bring that in. And then some other upcoming features. So meal plan auto generator, basically you'll be able to create meal plans for clients in just one click. You can do that every single day. Basically every day you can hit that button and create a new plan, or you can also do it for a full week at a time as well. So that's a new feature that will be coming out really soon. Also, the ability to create a video workout. So currently this is a feature in the on-demand collection where you can basically just post a YouTube or Vimeo link or upload something from your device. And that essentially is the workout, kind of like if you're doing like Peloton or yoga, there's just like this start to finish video for the entire experience. That will now be able to be created in the regular library. So basically any workout can have this standard type of video follow along feel. And also very exciting, we are releasing French as a language. So, if you are working with international clients, ideally French, you'll be able to switch up the language on the client side and have a full native experience. So everything on the client's tabs, so the tabs at the bottom, like inbox, you, today, etc. Every word essentially in the app is going to be swapped. And French is coming out really soon. After that, I believe we're going to release Spanish and German. And then I believe Italian is also on the roadmap as well. But these are just things we're going to be rolling out, and Dutch as well. See that in the chat. I think Dutch is literally the 5th one. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, that one should be coming out really soon too. And again, this would be a settings that the clients can change, and the coach will be able to change that for a client as well if you're like onboarding somebody new. And then, oh, you were kidding, Derek? Come on. So finally, we have a barcode scanner. So that's going to be a big aspect of the macro snap, which was teased at again earlier. So that's where we're looking at the food journal feature, but they'll be able to scan a picture of a plate, and we can estimate the macros, calories, and ingredients just from that photo. That's coming out very, very soon. The barcode scanner is going to be released first. So essentially bringing in that chronometer feature native to Everfit, and we'll be able to run all that all on their own. So as far as expected release dates, these will definitely be like a Q1 thing. I mean, without question, but I would say highly likely all of what you're looking at right now to be released in February, at the very least in kind of a version 1. And then as you guys have probably figured out, as members, we'll usually release kind of a version 1 of something. We'll gather a lot of feedback and then improve based on that feedback, which is exactly where all the food journal features came from today, as well as save responses. This is all just feedback from clients. So we do take those feature requests really seriously. So always keep those going, especially if there's any improvements to the app you'd like to see. We would love to hear about it. All right, y'all. Great stuff. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. And hope to see you in a webinar sometime soon. Take care.